And we are live. I don't know what that big boom in my ear was, but okay. So, hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not gonna happen this video, but that's okay. We'll live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Bess. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good morning, kind people. Welcome in. I'm happy to be here. Seeing the updates with StreamYard. It looks good in here. Let's like, share, and subscribe to James's channel. If you guys enjoy Belle Collective, also, I'm going to give him some free promo. He will be covering Belle Collective Birmingham. So I'm excited for him to cover it.
Yes,
Y'all
I'm
should be.
excited. I'm excited to cover it. It looks pretty
It looks
promising.
good.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Real
Birmingham.
entrepreneurs. Not nobody talking about they a boss, but they never own nothing.
Child, Birmingham didn't come up since the last time I was there. I was in Birmingham in 2012, I believe. So yeah, Birmingham didn't come up.
What were you doing there?
Yes. I had a conference to go to
Oh, okay. I was like,
at
people
the
always
job I
end
was
up
at the
there.
time. Yeah, no, I didn't just end up there. I had a conference at the job I was at the time. They were doing like a showing for the African Americans. You know, the African American History Museum is
Hmm.
there. So the law service librarian I was working with had a conference there, and she invited me to go just to kind of get experience, and I went. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Jim Bunny, thank you for being here this morning. I appreciate you. I have not forgot about you. Please put on your calendar April 25th. It's a Saturday. Do not make any plans from the hours of 10 o'clock your time to 3 o'clock your time because
It's
somewhere
his
in
birthday,
between.
y'all. April 25th. Don't forget. I'm telling everybody.
Yes, but Dr. Jim Bunny, I haven't forgot about you. I will email you sometime this week. I'm back at work, so things have been tough for me, but I am going to email you. So, yes, so that way you're in the knowing of what's going to happen. It is Sunday, fun day. I'm
Yes.
glad you excited about the Bell Collective Birmingham. It's been a minute since I've been to Birmingham. It was back in my college days, 2005. I was on the dance team at South Carolina State University. Okay, dancer, I see you.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
Dr. J, I'm gonna email you just sometime this week. I'm getting back to my flow, being back at work. All right. Thank you so much. You are so appreciated. I will communicate with you soon. So let's go ahead and get into this foolishness. As you know, Bell Collective, Jackson, Mississippi gives us. So we pick up where we leave off, where we have this big old meeting, and Carrie dropped a bomb saying that I heard that Mike, which is Selena's fiance, got a baby out there. And, everyone's shocked. They were like, what? Wait. And Selena's like, oh my God, this rumor is coming around. Now, she was already warned about this rumor from Marie that it was already happening. But Tamber was like, not Tamber. Latrice was like, I've never heard anything in my ears. It's always to the street. And Carrie side looked at Latrice and she goes, oh, that's funny that you don't know about this rumor, seeing that it was Cliff that told my husband about the rumor. And I said, oh, really now? And Latrice like, oh no, you're not gonna drag Cliff into this. Oh no, you're not gonna do all this. And I'm looking at her like, if Cliff was the one who told her husband about the rumor, he's now in it, Latrice. I'm just looking at them like, we're not about to do this. We're not about to sit up here because Cliff was out of the mess this entire time that you want to keep him out the mess. If he was being messy, he was being messy. We just glad it wasn't shown on camera. But that doesn't take away the fact that if he told Matt this information, he's guilty. So, anyways, but that was pretty much that conversation. Selena doesn't know what to think. She clearly doesn't believe the rumor, but she wants to know how it started. And I'm just like, well, if you don't believe it, then what the hell is the point of you wanting to know where it comes from? You don't believe it. But hey, that's not me. That's not my relationship. I wouldn't give two shits or a fuck about it, but that's Selena, not me. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about one, Selena's response to the rumor? The second question is, when Carrie let it out the bag that Cliff was the one that told Matt, how'd you feel about Latrice getting mad and defensive? And the last question is this really that big of a fucking deal if it's not true?
Um, to answer your last question first, is not that big of a deal if it's not true. Um, I think the problem that, and I'm a little hungover, y'all, so my voice is in and out. I went to concerts and things, so if I sound off, that's why. So I apologize to you guys and James for that. As for Selena's reaction, I thought it was strange. I feel like if you're gonna say you don't care and that something's not true, then I feel like those two things should align. But she's saying that it's not true while showing us that she cares because you want to know where it came from. So I'm like, just tell us that it's a betrayal because we know that Selena's known a lot of the Bells for a long time. They've spoken highly of her. And if you're speaking about her man in a shady way or something, that's problematic. But people speak of their friends away from people without it being a problem. I think the problem is that it came back to the group and was brought onto television because even I had seen rumors about Mike online. I'm just saying. But Selena has all these other problems in her relationship. I just felt like her reaction to it was weird. With it being Carrie who brought it to the group, like on TV, if I were Selena, I would feel away just because I don't know you well enough for you to be confronting me about this in front of all these people. I would have expected and been okay if Marie or any of the existing Bells would have brought it on camera into the group. I would have been okay with that. But the fact that Carrie did it, you just got here, baby girl. They do not know you like that. That was weird. And then you threw your husband under the bus as well. So I feel like Selena should have a problem, but I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. It just is some sort of a deal because Carrie's too new to be doing this. You too new to be carrying bones. That's pretty much how I feel on it. But
Okay. No, that's
Selena
fair because
have to respond better because I'm bored.
yeah, I need Selena to have a better poker face than that. Like, I need her to deal with that better because to me, I would have been like, okay, and if he got a baby, we would deal with that on our own accordance. If he don't, hey. Or I probably wouldn't have said nothing. I probably would have laughed at the rumor. But it's just
Rumors like that don't come out of nowhere though. Like cheating, fine. I could understand that. But when we're talking rumors about a baby being on the way, 9 times out of 10, that stays true to that where there's smoke, there's fire stuff. So
hmm.
that's all I'm gonna say. I feel like Selena, so you pointed out her reaction. They definitely pointed out something that she has been aware of and did not want to come out on this show.
That's how I felt initially. I felt like Selena knew about it and she just didn't want it to come out on the show. But the problem is that when you own a public platform, those kind of things are going to come out. That's never going to not exist in this kind of realm. Like you would have to be an idiot to think that you could keep that close to your chest like that. That's never going to happen. Like especially with people who are on the internet having a lot of free time and able to put rumors like this out there, especially if someone DMs them or comes to them, they're going to put it out. So I don't understand why she would think that that would have been held close to her chest. But, I digress. But that was the end of that scene. It really wasn't much, nothing. They were just kind of tied the loose ends. So let me get into the comments and then I'm going to move into the next scene here. Let's see. So I don't know about StreamYard. What the heck is going on? Okay, so Dr. Jim Bunny said, excited. Cliff is in the mix, period. I feel like to me, that was a reach from Latrice. I didn't like that she did that because at the end of the day, if that's the truth, that's the truth. Like, you should say, okay, well, he won't be telling your husband anything else since y'all like to run off pillow talk in front of everybody. That's probably how you should have handled it, not trying to immediately cape for him and make it seem like he's not messy when in past life he has been. So, hey. Exactly, Selena. Shake my head, girl. You know, Mike told you and Marie told you what's the issue. That's what I'm saying. I feel like there has to be something in the water because her response was kind of like, why does that matter how it got to the group? You're on public television. There's tweets. There's people who goes in DMs. There's people who meet up with people. Like, that's easy to happen when I could see if y'all were private people, then yeah, that would be weird. But no, y'all are public figures. Producers put Carrie up to it. Shake my head. Exactly. And well, because Letitia don't want to carry no more bones. It would be odd coming from Latrice. And then Tambra left early, and so the only other person that could have brought it to the group was Marie, who I felt like would have been the better approach because maybe Selena would have handled it better.
Marie would have made sense. I feel like Selena's the one person Marie has been totally respectful to and not really thrown shade at. So that would make sense for her to do it.
Yeah. My girl Keywan J is in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. We are trying to get her to 1 million subscribers, like we all are trying to get up here. It is very much a possible thing. We need everybody to hit that subscribe button. We need people to watch her very great content on her channel, because when I tell you my friends stay booked busy and be trying to get all these recaps, that definitely should go rewarded. And y'all know how y'all can reward her: hitting that subscribe button, liking them videos, commenting on her channel, and showing her all the abundance of love she deserves. Absolutely. So let's see. Last comment. Selena was worried about Gucci and JJ. She should have kept her eyes on Mike. Mike seems disengaged for me. We said this on my channel last season when she was talking about he's bad at communication, and we used to have great communication. And I'm listening at this man talk and looking at his mannerism. I'm like, he seemed like he a man of few words, even in private life. So, Selena, I don't know what you see, or I don't know what happened, but that's not what we see. So, okay. Oh, you're most welcome. You deserve it, my love. So we're gonna move it along to the next scene. So Letitia is at the, what is that called? I won't call it multi-purpose area, but that's what we're gonna call it here. She's over there going around. She's in this conference room. She meets up with Donald, Donald's not the manager. Donald is like the creative director or whatever he does. And then we have the assistant manager. I forgot her little name, but they're having a meeting because Letitia wants to bring the pilot of her show, the Letitia Pearson show. She wants to bring it to the Bells and show them what she's been working on. And also, she sent a copy of the pilot episode to Lonnie Love. Y'all know Lonnie Love is a comedian and also the former daytime host of the show The Real before it got canceled. So she has a lot of experience. I thought that was a pretty bold move, Letitia. Congratulations. I don't know how you're able to sway it, but that was a pretty bold move. Lonnie Love would be a great person to give her critique and feedback. So as they're also talking, they have to address the situation with First and the fight that happened at the photo shoot. So Letitia FaceTimes First in front, and they have a little meeting, and she lets them know that she is very disappointed in the behavior and that cannot happen as she's trying to launch her brand. And she told First, you're not fired, but you have to take a leave of absence. And First says, I apologize for my part in it. I'm sorry that happened. And I think that this is a great decision that you have made. And with First being gone, now all of the responsibility falls onto the assistant manager. And she says she's ready for the challenge. She's ready to get this badge. She's ready to launch this brand. And that's pretty much it. I felt like for me, once again, First was wrong. I do agree with him taking accountability for his part, because one, he shouldn't have engaged in it and getting that escalated. However, once again, Glendale's requests were unreasonable if I have already signed a contract and I have no obligation to CC you on any emails or correspondence. You're not getting that from me, and I would make that very, very clear. Letitia, if you want Glenn to have access like that, then we need to renegotiate my contract, because that's not what was put into the first place. I will say that again until I'm blue in the face. If you want to make drastic changes, and an email is a drastic change because now I have to correspond with somebody who shouldn't even be involved in it. And it was probably brought to me in a way where he wouldn't be involved. So now that he is involved, yeah, I need more compensation for the extra letters I need to type. But that's just how I felt. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Letitia and her opening of this brand, this TV show, sending it to Lonnie Love? How did you feel about this scene?
She still ain't told us her business plan, how she intends to market it. It's like, just because Lonnie Love co-signed something doesn't mean you're going to be successful. She came from radio, one. And two, she was not well received on her talk show. She's been known to be messy and not a girl's girl. And I think it got something to do with that clear man she with. That's just my opinion on Lonnie Love. But it's nice to have visions, and I respect the dreams, the goals. and the ideas that Letitia gets as it relates to being a boss. But every boss knows that in order to be successful, you have to sit your ass still and focus on one thing at a time when you're just now getting your start. And I feel like Letitia is all over the place. Bitch, do you want to cook me eggs with scrambled potatoes and waffles with some fried chicken and a mimosa? Or do you want to be the next Dr. Phil, bitch? Because I don't know what she wants to do. I don't. I feel like Letitia's everywhere. Right now, she's talking about a talk show, but next season, she's going to be like, well, remember, I told y'all I was a bail bondsman, and now I'm ready to open my own bondsman company. Like, Letitia is all over the place while also saying to Carrie, I can't wait till I can own something. Well, why don't you put your money into owning something instead of all these businesses that go nowhere? That's what I don't understand. So I don't understand Letitia's business model. I feel like everybody that works with her is doing her a disservice. A part of business and a part of success is you have to have people around you that are going to constructively criticize you. I truly believe in that. There are people on my channel who watch my channel who will send me DMs like, hey, Mrs. Best, I like this. You could do this better. Hey, Mrs. Best, I want to see this type of content from you. Hey, Mrs. Best, can you do this? This works. You have to be open to criticism and have people around you who are telling you the truth, even if the truth is not so pretty, especially when you're trying to be an entrepreneur. She does not have that. She's got a husband that's trying to sabotage her and a team that, in my opinion, is kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. I see that a lot of people are turned with the first situation and who's right or who's wrong. The only person wrong is Letitia, because she knows that Glenn acts this way. Turn your location off, Pooh. If I knew that my man was pulling up on me tripping, and if I knew that my man was out here cheating and DMing people in my group, you wouldn't have my location. That's something you need to earn. You just would not have my location. So I'm looking at Letitia like, you letting him have your location caused that problem. 2, you can't calm your own husband down. You are responsible for the people who you put your staff in front of. So that comes back to you. 3, first, yeah, he should have been quiet. A lot of people are like, he should have been professional. So he should have sat there while Glenn insulted him and then charged at him. He should have just sat there? Absolutely not. So I think first was fair. He held himself accountable. He apologized and he took himself away from things. That's all he really needs to do, because it still comes back to Letitia, because that was her husband that came up there acting a fool. Donald is timid. I don't think he's going to say nothing. And you can't expect the females that work with her to do anything, because that's a man that's not theirs. First looked like the type of person that's not going to take it. Like, that's me as a manager. I'm not going to take your shit. I don't give a fuck about a paycheck. You could respectfully get hit back if you charge it me. So, yeah, he could have been professional, but how professional do we expect him to be for Letitia Pearson Enterprise? Okay, the enterprise of bullshit, as I keep calling it. So I'm looking at the situation and, yep, Keywan, you are right. I think she did that to pacify and to satisfy Glenn.
But it didn't do
that. And the problem is Glenn. And if she don't check Glenn, but First is getting checked, that means even if First leaves and she hires somebody professional, again, Glenn is going to be mad. Glenn is going to be intimidated by anybody that worked for Letitia unless they are older than her and like Donald and can give, I'm your uncle, come over for the barbecue, I'll cook for the baby, or they're women. Glenn is going to be intimidated by anybody else. He's going to continue to act a fool. He doesn't want them to succeed. He's probably happy with how life is with his little small ass Belle Collective checks that she's collecting. And that's what it is. But I'm tired of Letitia. I think she's a sham. I think it's actually dangerous to perpetrate being an actual entrepreneur this way. And I think that she would be more relatable and likable if she had a plan, facilitated it, and was real with us and the imperfections that may come with her plan and her journey to success in business. I mean, if Kenya Moore can come on TV as a villain, disliked, filming from Extended Stay, America, then why can't Letitia Pearson show us her cooking corn in the skillet in her regular Jackson house? Like, why can't she show us anything like of substance? But that's all I'll say. I didn't mean to go on a tangent. She get on my nerves.
No, I agree, but I don't think she did that to satisfy Glenn, because Glenn wanted him fired. So And when she brought it up to him before she even told first that she was going to put him on the leave of absence, Glenn was still not feeling that. He was like, oh, so he still gets paid. He still gets a job. And I'm like, well, if my whole point is this, if First actually did what he was supposed to do, which was get her the jobs, get her the opportunities, yes, he should be rightfully compensated, regardless of how you feel about him, Glendale. So, yeah. Right. Lion's love is a hit or miss.
Lonnie, yeah. Some days she good, some days she bad.
That's somebody else I have a love-hate with, just because to me, I don't really take her serious. And I wanted to take her serious when she did The Real, but I just didn't. And my first introduction to Lonnie Love was actually when she was the waitress in With or Without You, that movie back in the early 2000s, before she even got her start. So, yeah, I had a whole introduction to her way before she is who she is today. So, but let's go ahead.
Got who she got. We know Gail and Oprah weren't answering. So she did what she could.
Right. So let's go ahead and move on. So we pull up to Taste. We have Letitia and Carrie meet up. And Carrie gets there and they're talking about the whole, her throwing Cliff under the bus, talking about he the one told Matt. And Latrice was trying to spin it like, oh, maybe y'all was having conversations, Marie and all this. And she goes, oh, no, that didn't happen. No, that was a conversation me and my husband had. He said he got it from your husband. Now, I'm sorry that I had to throw your husband under the bus, but that is who told my husband. And once again, I 100% agree with Carrie. Latrice trying to spin this off of Cliff is hilarious to me. Because first of all, I don't put it past Cliff. That's very something that he is capable of doing. And two, why are you fighting this hard to make sure that his name doesn't get dragged into it if he's the one that told Matt? It's clear that you were not there. You didn't see him say it. So you're just not trying to make sure he stays out the mess. And I'm like, Latrice, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. If I was Carrie, I would have cussed your ass out right in your own restaurant. Because you're not going to play me and make it seem like I'm being messy for something your husband potentially told her. Because we don't know. We didn't see it. But I believe it. This is best. Do you believe that Cliff was the one that said it? Because, yeah, we all believe it. So, I don't know.
Wait, I had stepped away for a second. I didn't hear the end of what you said. I'm so sorry.
No, I was asking, did you believe that Cliff told Matt?
Yeah, you know Cliff is a girl's girl. He gossip more than the women do.
And this is my whole point with Latrice. When she was telling that to Carrie, it is she was trying to spit it, said maybe y'all was just having conversations beforehand. Carrie was cracking, but Carrie had a mouthful of food. It was like,
Latrice, I think anything that come from Marie or them and they connect to her or her husband, she just don't trust because they've done so much to her. I feel like that's more so what it was, because she was still willing to talk to Carrie because Carrie ain't done nothing to her. At the end of the day, Carrie and her husband got this from somebody else. And if somebody else happens to be your husband. And where your husband got it came from people who was not messing with you like that. So, Latrice, maybe talk to Cliff. This new united front they trying to have, he should have been had that. That's why your husband should not be moving with people who play with you season after season. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But Latrice tells Carrie that, Cliff actually heard Marie talking about it at Carrie's birthday party and was saying that Marie was messy for bringing it up. So that's where she had heard it. To me, once again, if Cliff heard it and Cliff brought it to Matt saying that it was messy, that's still Cliff bringing it to Carrie. I just feel like Latrice, sometimes she's very business savvy, obviously knows what she's doing and has, great potential business at it. But personally, she is not the smartest at all, because you just told on yourself without telling on yourself right then with this conversation with Carrie. But that was pretty much all that happened with them. Let me go ahead and take a look here. Look at my notes. Not Cliff is a girl's girl. Y'all know Mrs. Best be funny with that one. But yeah, Cliff is messy. Call it out, Latrice. It's not that big of a deal. But that's pretty much that whole scene. The next scene we have is Selena. She goes and meets up with her. Might go to do like this yoga spin class, whatever it was. Selena says she needs to get in shape. Her wedding is coming up. She's planning it. But also, she wants to talk to Mike about this rumor again because she wants to know who brought it to the group. Like, she wants to know who said it, who did it, because, she's hearing it from that person, this person. And once again, Selena, why are you giving this energy? Especially if you just said in this confessional that Mike was the one who brought it to you first because he had heard rumblings of it. And then Marie told you at the party that there was a rumor that was out there about Mike. So if you got firsthand knowledge, why are you mad that it's now circled around the group? If one of the Bells told you, that means that it got around to everybody. But okay, Selena, you're going to play like this, fine. So, the production asked Mike, like, how he get knowledge of the rumor. He said, well, first of all, I heard about the rumor. I ain't paid no attention to it because, it's not real. And I said, what? You heard the rumor. You didn't pay much attention to it because you knew it wasn't real. Okay. I'm just going to be under the assumption that he probably meant it wasn't true and that there's no possibility of this whatsoever, because it wasn't a direct no, I don't have no baby nowhere. It wasn't any of that. It was simply, but I heard a little rumor, but it wasn't real. Okay, Mike. Okay. All right, fine. But Selena was like, I got to get to the bottom of this because I'm trying to plan this wedding. And if I'm trying to plan this wedding, I don't need rumors like this about you because, I'm just putting all this time and this effort into all of this. And I'm just looking at Selena like, Selena about to get on my nerves this season already. And we ain't even the whole season in yet. How many episodes do we got? Selena, you better redeem yourself by the end of this. But Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Selena's conversation with Mike and what she's now trying to get a hold of?
They could have kept it. Here's the thing. Selena, I think, works as a friend of better than a Belle. I don't think So Gucci should have stayed on the show. I think So Gucci being on the show kind of brought it down a little bit. Not JJ. JJ was entertaining, but something about So Gucci made the show messy and catty. And a lot of the stuff that the women are still trying to get over and resolve and work past relate to stuff that had to do with So Gucci. But Selena, I don't think she has it to be a main character on any show. I just don't. This show is supposed to be about female entrepreneurs. Listen, Letitia may have a different business every season, but she's always doing something in business. I ain't seen Selena do nothing but talk about some beads she could make and throw a sad event for her son. So it's one of those things where I'm just kind of over it. This scene kind of made me look like, okay, why are you on this show type energy? Because y'all done talked about this rumor as a couple, then why do you need to talk about it on camera just because it's come up on camera? If I've resolved something with my man, and we've seen this across all types of reality shows across different networks, if you resolve something with your man and you talk about it with him, that means you're not going to talk about it with anybody else. Hell, I hate to use her as an example, but look at Kimmy's pick me ass on Love and Marriage Huntsville when Maurice got that DUI. She ain't had nothing to say. She ain't saying nothing. I mean, she stuck beside him. If you discuss something with your man, it should be just that. Just because it comes brought to a group or gets revived doesn't mean you suddenly need to discuss it again. So I'm kind of confused on what's really going on with this couple because of that. But I'm also so bored by them because he don't talk a lot and Selena is just dingy, and she's always been dingy, even on Bring It. I just don't care. Is that bad to say?
No, it's not bad to say at all because I feel like they're just making more of a attention seek to it than it needs to be if it's not true. That's how I see it. I feel like, to me, if something is not true, you trying to get to the bottom of where it came from and how it originated and who put it out there and all this. I feel like, to me, there must be some truth to it because I'm not fighting this hard over something that is not true. Like,
a couple that settled and figured something out is not going to keep reviving it. Like you said, she is keeping this alive. So is there somebody that was pregnant or something? Like,
right.
What is the big deal? I'm just looking at them like they're obviously hiding something, but who cares? It's not your husband. And this is what I mean by Carlos King loving to act like he loves certain women, but they're adding them on when they got a lot going on. Because I'm sure Carlos knew when adding Selena to the cast that she was dealing with rumors because of her man and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm just looking like this is not what you need to be showing on TV. If a man got rumors that he got a baby on you and you about to marry him, cancel the wedding, ladies. Cancel the wedding, because I truly believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Ain't nobody ever come up to me. I've been with the same person for almost 20 years, and ain't nobody ever come up to me saying, yeah, he might have a baby on the way. Not once. Not once. And we know the same friend groups from the same city, from the same social circles, know of each other. Like, that's a weird thing to just come up out the woodwork. That's a weird rumor.
I agree.
Don't just make rumors like that, but whatever. If they're not going to talk about it and be real, then I don't care.
Yeah. So Keywan said, my opinion, I think more happened between him and said woman. That's why he confessed. But the alleged baby was a false alarm. She then decided to stay, and now she's mad the rumor is out.
That's probably exactly what's happening. Exactly.
There's a truth she's trying to protect. Yeah, it's obvious, because to me, I feel like, what difference does it make if it was brought to the group? Y'all are on television. Of course it's going to be brought to the group.
Whatever it is, Selena, it can't be no worse than what Glenn did. Just tell the truth, baby. It'll set you free.
I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you. So that was pretty much it from that scene. The next scene we're going to see is Letitia meets up with Tambra. And so they are meeting up. They're talking, you know, from the funeral scene. Tambra actually did miss London Simone's little recital or whatever it is, this little program that she's supposed to go to. And Latrice was like, Letitia was like, oh, you missed it, but that's okay. There's going to be lots of other events that she will have, and you'll make that up. You'll make that up. And I'm looking at, like, how old is London Simone? Like, she can't be no older than 2 or 3, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, what kind of recital does she have barely walking? But okay.
Also, if that's my first child, there's nothing on the fucking planet that would make me miss their very first anything. But okay.
Dr. Jen says Selena canceled that wedding. Did she? Did Selena cancel?
But don't just cancel the wedding. Leave the man. Because if you got to cancel the wedding, you probably should cancel the man as well. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm just a girl from Oakland. What do I know?
I'm gonna have to look that up, because I didn't know she canceled the wedding. Okay, well then, hey, must be some truth to what she's saying. But anyways, they're talking, and you know, she just wants Tambra to know that she's, you know, coming from a good place, you know, asking her the question she asked at the funeral, and just would like to, you know, get to know her better, because this is the first time they actually are having a one-on-one in several years. And I said, that's warranted because of what you and Marie did, Letitia. And I would continue to throw that in your face every time I saw you. So as they're having a conversation, in walks in Shantae. And it was the way Tambra looked back and was like, oh, shit, here we go. So, you know, Letitia said, you know, Tambra, I'm coming from a place where, you know, I've heard some things about you, and, you know, unlike what you and Latrice did, you know, with the whole Amanda situation, I want to be a little bit more transparent. So I want you to hear the rumors from the horse's mouth itself. So Tambra looked at Amanda. She goes, well, I heard that you and Demond are not together, and that this is actually your real man. And so Shantae shows a picture of the man, and Tambra busted out laughing, as I would have too, because at first I thought that was Donald. And I said, I know y'all fucking lying to me. I didn't pay attention. I didn't really look at him closely. I was taking notes the first time I watched it. I said, now y'all sit up here playing with us. Why the fuck would Donald want to be talking to Tambra? And then when I looked at it the second time, I said, okay, that's not Donald. But Tambra says, that is my client. He owns the Dr. Juice bar. There's nothing going on between he and I. Is nothing like that. Like, you know, we're not going to put that. We're going to put that to rest. And they said, okay, I just wanted to make sure, because that's what the streets are saying. And so then Tambra's like, okay, well, since we're talking about that, you know, I was talking with Amanda, and she had told me that, you know, Glenn and Letitia actually approached her to do a threesome because what we understand about their situation or marriage or relationship is that Letitia is okay with what Glendale does as long as she's involved with it. And Letitia's like, oh no, I am not doing that. That is not my marriage. And no, we are not doing that. And trust me, I would not be okay. And she, her confession, she goes, listen, I like to try to keep my privacy private. And I can't even do that because Glendale out there cheating. Why would I be okay with that? And I'm just looking at Letitia like, first off, now I don't believe that Letitia wants to be in on a threesome with Glendale. I don't believe that at all. However, I do believe she knows that he be out there cheating and she is okay with it. I do believe that because she gives me the type of person where a man's just gonna be a man. He gonna step out every now and then, but he gonna come home to me. I do believe she's like that. I don't believe the threesome thing. I just don't believe that. But I do believe that she is okay with him cheating. I do. And the reason why I believe she's okay with him cheating is because she ain't went no fucking where. That's point blank in the period. That's why I feel like she's okay with this. She might get mad that it gets publicized the way that it does, but I don't believe she has a problem with it because if she did, she would be gone. So that's how I'm gonna put it. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that conversation with Tambra, Shantae, and Letitia?
I want to hop on a plane, Delta flight to Jackson, and dog walk that hoe because I don't understand why she got to be here. I genuinely don't understand Shantae. I don't understand her purpose. I don't understand why she's there. I think Letitia is a scary bitch. You finally got your get back when Mandy came on the show. Now it seemed like because she see Marie couldn't even back her, now she got to bring a friend and just have her friend. Hi, Shana. She got to bring a friend and have her friend right there beside her. I cannot stand Shantae. I don't like how her face looks like that of an American bulldog mixed with a pug. I don't like how her wigs always look like oily, like she just accidentally spilled some of the blue magic in her wig. I don't like how she walked in late trying to be messy, like Tambra said, like, Shantae, but this is my first time meeting you, right? And then she made a face like, oh, like if you, I love my friends to death. I'm loyal, but you cannot pay me to put myself in somebody else's mess. I'm not going to go and throw shade at some random person just because James don't like them or has a vendetta. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I don't understand why Shantae is doing that. And why would you think that you would ever be able to stay in this group or be well received by the group if every time you're interacting with this group, you're getting in their business that you were not here for, or you doing messy stuff like you did right there with Tambra? Nobody's going to want to deal with you. Nobody's going to want to deal with you. And Letitia, you wrong too to even ambush Tambra with Shantae when you were part of the person who did what you did with Tambra's ex. This is exactly why she do not trust y'all. I don't care for Tambra on the show because she doesn't give much, but this is why she don't mess with the people on the show. This is exactly why. Look how y'all act. Look how y'all act. Shantae is lucky that she did that with Tambra, because if she would have done that with anybody else, she would have had the right one. Because Latrice would have cussed her out. Selena would have walked away. Carrie would have read her for filth. Letitia probably would have fought. And Marie would have had a problem. Like, everybody would have had a problem. She knew what she was doing, Miss Letitia. And that's why I say Letitia's not a girl's girl at all. She's just an insecure bitch that can't figure out how to get her nigga to want her and to be faithful. So she goes and she hates on other females and thrives in misery. She is the definition of misery-loving company. It's actually pathetic. So that's all I really have on that conversation, because I don't want to give Shantae too much because we don't care for Shantae. We just don't. She living up to the stereotype of that name with how the bitch is acting, and she needs a muzzle. But that's all. I'll digress.
I just felt like that conversation was so pointless and so stupid. And I was like, this is really ridiculous. Do I believe that Damon and Tambra are together now? I don't believe that at all. But I do feel like they're great co-parents. And I feel like Londa Simone's going to have two good people in her life. So,
whether they together or not, he ain't had no babies question from anybody outside of Tambra. He faithful. He not trying to be on the camera. And he's not fighting his baby mama's staff.
That's how I feel too. Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out to Shana. She has made it into the chat. Hey, Shana, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Also, this is another YouTuber that y'all should be subscribing to because Shana also does reality TV shows, scripted shows. She has a lot of great interviews, has a lot of great panels. So, you guys make sure you stop by, subscribe to her channel. Shana always sends love, always sends people my way. So, I appreciate you, Shana. And we definitely hope you also get an abundance of subscriber count because you definitely deserve it. American Bulldog. She do got one of them interesting faces. Like it's very interesting. Like would she be poisoned? And I'm just like, oh no, that is not how you should do that, sweetie. That should just don't do that face no more. But we're gonna move it along. So we then have a conversation with Cliff and Latrice. They're at their restaurant. So a few different topics happen with them. So I'm gonna try to cover them all, y'all. If I miss one, I'm so sorry. So the first thing they talk about is, this whole situation about Cliff, repeating the rumor about my kind of baby to Matt and getting to Carrie. They come back to the group. Latrice said, don't do that. And don't be having people all up in there and putting target on the back. Cliff said, look, I ain't trying to be messy. I wasn't trying to do anything. I heard it. I didn't like it. I just, said it and all this. And I'm just like, when did this rumor happen? Because I'm seeing so many different timelines of when this happened. I'm thinking it's some recent shit, and this shit happened some time ago. So we're gonna get to the bottom of that by the end of the episode. The next thing we talk about is, apparently the Taste has been getting some, you know, messages from the local church talking about they play music too loud, people be running on streets, it'd be so many lights, it'd be so much trauma for this little church. And so Latrice went to the meeting and to see and try to dispel some of the things that were been talked about from the reviews and the messages she has been getting about noise complaints and everything. And she said that, hey, she can't control if people drive down the street blasting their music. That's not up to her. That's not coming from her. So there's no control over that. So she said she was able to pretty much dispel all of the incorrect messages she had been getting about her business being this, distraction from this church. Okay, fine. And then the last thing to talk about is, Latrice has to have surgery upcoming and she wants Cliff to be by her side. She said when she was going through the blood tests and everything, Cliff left the hospital. Cliff said, no, I ain't leave no hospital. I went to go get something to eat. He was in surgery. What was I supposed to do? Just sit there? I was hungry. I went to go get something to eat, but I was there. And she said, Cliff, you weren't there. Like my mom was there the entire time. You were not there. He goes, you in surgery. What am I supposed to do? To ask the surgeon how you doing and if you're breathing? Like, what are we supposed to be doing? Now, here's the thing. I just went through my brother having surgery. He had a hip replacement. We left. My mama, my grandparents, we left, got something to eat because there was no point. My brother's surgery was 4 hours. So we wasn't finna sit there for no 4 hours in the hospital. We went and got something to eat. We talked, we laughed, and then we came back, waited a couple hours. Everything was okay. So I thought Latrice was tripping when it came to that. Um, the whole thing about the taste noise and that they being in church, I'm gonna say this to business entrepreneurs: location really does matter. Make sure that you're in common areas. Don't go off to no side street, no corner lot where it's a whole bunch of residential places or other kind of businesses that depend on the street to be quiet. Open it up in a public setting. That might be more better traffic for you anyway. But that's all I had to say. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Cliff and Latrice's conversation?
I see why the community don't like them, because while you cannot control people driving loudly, what you can say when they pull into your parking lot or have signs outside the restaurant encouraging people to turn down the loud music, you can do that. You got to give a little to get a little. You have to collaborate with your community, the other business owners, the residents, all of that. But other than that, I'm just looking and I'm like, okay, y'all trying to act united, but y'all still got a messed up marriage, because seemed like she doing all the work. He's still kicking it at that condo and still has it instead of renting it out. And she gonna have surgery. That's pretty much what I got from the conversation. Like, I see what they're trying to do. I respect it. I get it. They married, but I just didn't care much for it.
That's fair. I mean, hey, I thought it was just an added extra that should have went on the editing room floor chopping block, but it didn't. So we had to talk about it. But that's pretty much that scene. We're gonna move along to the last scene, which is, Letitia. She's bringing the Bells together so they can get a first-hand view of her pilot episode, the Letitia Pearson show. So as all the ladies come here, she tells them that she wants everyone's honest feedback and opinion, and also after they're done, they're gonna get Lonnie Love's opinion. She will be zooming in with them, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's a big deal, Lonnie Love. Oh yeah, Letitia pulling out the big guns, Lonnie Love, and that's the perfect person to get the advice from." As all of my commenters and Mrs. Best said that is probably not the best person, just because she has the experience doesn't mean she's the professional and the expert on it. So everyone is Letitia has pressed play and everyone's looking. Tamara was looking down at her phone the entire time. Everyone kind of has scrunches. The only person that was really championing, or the only two people I should say that was championing Letitia, Marie was all smiles, and so was Shantae. But everyone else was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. It was good. So Letitia, press stop. The video's over. Before she gets the feedback from the Bell, she contacts Lonnie Love. Lonnie Love says that, there's a few things that, need to happen. Lighting is, everything. Make sure your makeup is blended well, because when the lighting hits it, sometimes it looks a little, clammy. So make sure you get that together. And also, when it comes to, your interview style and everything of that sort, energy is great, but try not to, finish someone else's sentences. Try not to cut them off. Try not to, be so responsive. Just sit there, sit back and listen. All great advice, solid advice. And the production asked, the cast members, especially Tambra, she goes, "You were looking at your phone. Like, were you not paying attention?" She goes, "Well, that goes to show you the show. Like, it has to get my attention, right? That's the whole point." And I laughed at that because I said, "Tambra, you ain't shit for that, but I totally got what you said." Tambra was trying to say in so many words, it was boring. But everybody else pretty much had positive feedback and pretty much writing Lonnie Love's back with the feedback that they did give, because it was a friend of Letitia's that maybe, she was a little too more comfortable, and it was her first show. So, there's always going to be room for improvement. So me, myself personally, I feel like, and I hate I have to say this, but it's only my constructive feedback. I don't think Letitia can spearhead a show alone. I think, like myself, she needs a co-host. She needs someone to take some of that energy away from her, because it's too much. What makes, Jennifer Hudson, who has kind of like a matching energy, she's a lot vibrant. She knows how to be poised. Letitia doesn't know how to do that. And I think if she had a
People
co-host,
critique Jennifer Hudson shows.
they
Her
do.
and Sherry Shepherd are terrible talk show hosts. Great entertainers, but terrible talk show hosts.
And the reason why I brought that up is because I've also read that as well. And I think that she knows how to poison, scale it back, but that came with practice and time. Letitia, I feel like, for me, I don't know where her platform is going. I don't know if they have a network for Jackson. I don't know where this is at. I don't know if it's like a sister circle thing where they only had it in the Atlanta metropolitan area. And if you had channel 1312 on regular cable, you were able to see it too. But yeah, I don't know where this is going, but I just feel like I need her to have a different show concept. Mrs. West, how did you feel about her show? And how did you feel about the feedback of the ladies and Lonnie Love?
Lonnie Love gave constructive criticism, but Lonnie Love's constructive criticism, if we break it down in layman's terms, girl, you ain't ready. She should practice before you just jump into something. Letitia's the type of person that's like, I want to own an amusement park, and would just go out and buy shit and put together some stuff and think that that's enough. Like, Letitia doesn't do, this is what I meant earlier when I said she doesn't facilitate a business plan and follow it at all, and it shows. I knew this talk show idea would be some bullshit. She sat up here making it seem like it was going to be an actual show. You could have interviewed one of the Bells or something instead of going and getting, but then again, nobody cares for Letitia, so that works too. But this should have been called like a trial, a pilot, I believe they call it in the entertainment industry. Like, it shouldn't have just been this so soon. It was boring to watch. The lighting was terrible. The makeup, again, with lighting matters, especially as a dark-skinned woman. The darker your complexion is, the more you have to be extremely careful with makeup because light hits us differently. It's just the fact. Like, I don't think she's for talk shows either. I don't think she's good at it. I don't think she will be good at it. I don't think she's personable enough for a talk show, unfortunately. And I wouldn't, when you think of talk show host, especially in America, we think of people who are offering advice and offering strong opinions on things that they themselves have avoided or know to do. Letitia's a hypocrite. Who gonna go up to, who gonna want to hear her advice? Who gonna want to hear her advice? Like Jennifer Hudson and Sherry Shepherd, they're not the best talk show hosts either because they do be over talking people and doing a little bit too much. However, they don't contradict themselves. Well, Sherry Shepherd do, but for Jennifer Hudson, she don't be contradicting herself for the most part in her opinions. She didn't. Tyra's shows ended when the controversy and stuff about top models started to come out. Like I don't know. I just don't feel like talk shows are for her. I don't feel like she should be doing anything camera facing. If I'm being honest, I feel like she's better in the background. Like maybe answering phones. Like some people just not meant to run businesses is what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying not to be mean. I don't think everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur and own a business. And I think Letitia is one of those people.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, yeah, because
I'm not trying to tear a Black woman down or none of that. I swear I'm not. But some people can't do everything that they would want to do. Think of it this way. James is an author, right? He could write his book on his own all he wants, but he still had to hire a publishing company and editors to help facilitate and go over and edit his work. It's a fact. It's just how it goes. That's why there's a bunch of musicians and writers. It doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to need help doing something. But I can't see Letitia being the help, the star, the center, the manager. I just can't see her doing that. And yes, Petrino rules. I'm trying to be nice, but I think Letitia would be great at answering phones or getting people to answer the phone as a bail bondsman. I feel like she would be good probably in sales. I feel like she would thrive. Genuinely, I feel like she could thrive if she got into like tech sales or medical sales. She could make a lot of money and thrive, but I don't feel like she's meant to do the things that she keeps trying to do, and that's why none of them are succeeding.
I can see your point. Shani made it to the building, y'all. Say what's up to Shani. Thank you for being here. Hello. I'm gonna comment in just 1 second. I'm gonna get through these comments because I got a lot of them. I'm gonna be honest. Letitia is trying to figure out her stuff while figuring out who she is and what she is. Which is why she's all over the place. Yeah, I agree. Not answering phone.
It's not a bad thing to answer a phone. Not everybody can do it. I used to work in a call center. That shit is hell.
Child. Yeah, Letitia would be perfect. Letitia would shoot.
She's good and quick on her feet. She would be great solving problems. I could see Letitia working in like customer service, escalating issues. I could see her like being some sort of a problem solver for a company, but I can't see her running the company. Hell no. So that Glendale and his raggedy ass could come up. No, she can't run nothing.
So I would say this. I feel like for me, I think she should do TV talk show is fine, but I don't think she needs to do it alone. I think she needs a co-host. I think she needs like maybe she needs a banter because her energy is all over the place. I think if she had an accountability partner or maybe two, that maybe, it would be better. Like Sister Circle, with Quad and Selena Johnson and all them had that show. That's a perfect panel for her. Because I feel like she would be able to feed off, everybody else's energy and bring hers down some. So yes. All right. Everyone sees where you're coming from, Mrs. Best. This is probably where this show gonna end up. I'm just not that it's shade. Yeah.
She has a following already. People like Letitia, she gets on YouTube. She could probably be monetized in like a week or two. That would be a good passive income for her, but that would require to be on YouTube. You have to set a schedule. Me and James have to set schedules. I have to know when he works. He knows when I work. He used to know when I go to school, when I'm with my husband. Like, you can't just get on and just do it. Like Keywan, Shana, JB, James here on Watch Your Mouth Reviews, myself. If you look at our YouTube channels, everybody is posting constantly. When there is not a video up, you see a video from Keywan or Shana, like, hey, y'all, I'm going to have this up in a few days. Like, you have to communicate. You have to be consistent. You have to be available. Yes, Pacino Rules is saying that YouTube demands constant content. You have to, at the very minimum, be able to at least give weekly content. If you cannot give weekly content on YouTube, they may not stay. And that's my thing with Letitia. That's why I say she's all over the place and has to get a real mentor who's actually going to encourage her to stop trying to start all these different businesses and just pick one and go from there.
Yes, absolutely.
Hi, Jewel.
Hi, Jewel. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yes, agree. Letitia is trying to be a Jacqueline of all trades, but mastering none. Glenn sees that and keeps pushing his way in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and that's very true. Mrs. Best said a very good thing. Yes, like YouTube is a lot of demands, especially when it comes to putting out content. You have to do a lot. So this does take a lot of dedication. It really does. And I want Letitia to put in her best effort, but sometimes putting your best effort might not be the match. I do think that she's a great speaker. I do think that she is very creative when it comes to, her being a personality. But I just think that doesn't always parlay into entertainment is where I think we're going
Baby,
with
they
that.
used to say President Trump was a great speaker. Now look at this shit. So
okay, so we're gonna move it along to the next part of the conversation where the ladies, are now sitting in a collective circle, and Selena wants to address this whole issue with Mike and where this rumor originated from. She wants to know who brought it to the collective, and Letitia said that, oh, I heard Marie was talking about it at Carrie's party and that she was bringing it up to everybody. And that's why my husband had a problem with it. And she goes, oh, no, ma'am. No, Marie said, oh, no, ma'am. No, oh, no. You're not going to put this on me. It was Cliff who really was talking about Carrie's husband. That's why she said it. You're not going to put this on me. And when she said that, I was like, well, so, Selena, I'm going to say this again. I don't know why you trying to find out who originated the rumor or who brought the rumor to the group, why that is such a big deal. If it is not fucking true and there's no baby, then what the fuck does it matter who brought it to the group? I'm just saying, unless somebody of this collective wrote the blog that put it out there that he had the baby, or was the person commenting in the comments in the picture where this originated from, it does not matter who brought it here. Social media is social media. So I don't know why it was. Hold on, y'all. I got motorcycles coming through.
I actually saw while his motorcycles are coming through. I don't know who participates in the Belle Collective group that's on Facebook that you have to like answer questions to get into or whatever. But someone had posted this morning or yesterday saying that Letitia and Marie have default accounts that they use in these fan groups and that the information came from a post that they had made in that Facebook group. I would send it to you. Because it was believable. It was very believable for this cast. But yeah, I just thought you'd want to know that.
That's very interesting. Yes, y'all drop some information upon that. When Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville came on Letitia's show as a guest, it was a good show as they teamed up. I kind of feel like I was looking at the same person. The same person. There was really nothing I felt like. I just feel like to me that was all that who was available. I feel like Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville does not have like the energy of, being interviewed. If you get what I'm saying, there was no pizzazz, there was no charm. It was very much, stone face, looking sad. Like I need somebody with energy. If it's gonna be my first show, I needed to start off with great energy. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I appreciate your comment and I see where you're coming from. But I just feel like that was the wrong person to not the first show. She should definitely interview Tisha, but not for the first show, not for the pilot. No, that needs to be. You need to put your best foot forward. You need to set the expectation and let episode with Tisha be like episode 5 or 6, where you have a filler every now and then. That's how I look at it. But pretty much after that conversation happens, she stand up's like, we don't need to have, if we're trying to rebuild, we're trying to be a collective, we don't need some outside people out here giving us false information and everything. And Marie said, oh, you talk about Shantae. Shantae is extra. Yes, Marie, we're talking about Shantae. Shantae is extra. Shantae is over here trying to push the envelope forward, probably being coached by Letitia and bringing them crazy information. That shit she brought with Tambra was stupid. Trying to figure out who Tambra's man is. And I wish Letitia would stand firm. And yeah, I want to know who your real man is. I want to know about your life, Tambra, because you don't never bring it to us. And she has good reason, nonetheless. But then once again, Tambra, then you need to get off the show then. Because if you really not finna share with us, if you're really not trying to just be here and be in the mess with the rest of the ladies, and you just sitting there just to giving us a good chuckle, we're tired of it. That's how I feel. But that was the episode, y'all. Mrs. Best, is there anything you would like to add on what I said about Tambra and Shantae being messy and all this stuff?
I think it's good a new Belle Collective is coming. I see this show going in the direction that Love and Marriage Huntsville went. I hate to say that because I do enjoy Belle Collective, but I wasn't really that entertained throughout the episode. I think they also keep doing episodes discussing the same things over and over and over and over and over. But yeah, it was okay. They have to do something with this show or let it die and let the new generation of Belle Collective Birmingham be, because yeah.
Now, Shani, I can only keep this going for a little bit longer because at the end of the day, I got stuff to do today. I got to go back to work tomorrow, and I got to get this
That's why
done.
Shani ain't work. Shani was probably at work. Knowing her, she was probably working and didn't have time to watch.
I get you, Shani, but you hours ahead of me, so you got to meet me halfway. Exactly. Doesn't matter which one of the from the collective brought the bone. Selena is not going anywhere, and we'll flip the issue with Mike into a minor storyline extension. That's not. And you know what's funny, Jewel? Yes, that's what she's trying to do, but it's failing. And the reason why it's failing is because she's saying it's not true. Mike has come to her, but she's mad about who would bring up the rumor. If the rumor is not, y'all are gonna have. Here's the thing: when you go on reality TV, you're going to have rumors said about you. Every reality TV star that has been on TV has had a rumor or two, either spread about their marriage, spread about their finances, spread about everything. It's not for you to go and see who originated from. It's for you to say, okay, well, yeah, it's out there. It's not true, or it is true. Help me through it. Like, you have to have a good poker face if you're going to be on reality TV.
That's right.
Selena is not doing this well. And that's why I have the issue with her wanting to know this, because it doesn't fucking matter.
But she did this. Somebody said that in another review. I think it was last week or the week before. She did do and behave this way and bring it. When Selena deals with drama, she's a little bit dingy, and sometimes she'll keep stuff going even after it could die. That's just what I remember from Selena back in the day with Bring It, when she was beefing with the mamas, especially Whitney and all of them. But it seems like she's still the same way today. I don't think she's for reality TV, and I think your point is 100% correct. Like, you have to have a poker face. You just do, not just on television, but you have to have a poker face if you're doing anything in the limelight or publicly. And she struggles. She's pretty and her body is great, but that's it.
Let's read some comments here. With the exception of Houston-based show, all the Kingdom Reign shows adhere to formula. What was the Houston-based show?
I think the Family Empire Houston.
Was that Carlos's show?
Is Kingdom Reign his company?
Yeah.
I thought that was a different company.
Oh, I thought that was that Carlos that brought.
Oh, is it the women, those girls from Houston? Why can't I remember their names right now? With Ro and the friends.
Yes, I did that show. I did. Was that Carlos's show?
It was.
Okay.
That was.
Okay.
I cannot remember the name of that show right now for the life of me.
I'm gonna Google it right now because
You need to make playlists on your channel so I can
I
reference
show
your channel
I
quickly.
show sis.
Wait
Listen,
till I
y'all.
see you.
I'm too busy, y'all. I can't be.
I'm gonna do it when I see you. I'm gonna just do it. Bring your
Oh no,
laptop.
he is talking about Family Empire Houston. That is Carlos's thing.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
You
Carlos.
weren't saying it wasn't. Oh wow, I thought it wasn't too. Because it was so good, I wouldn't have known that was a Carlos King show.
No, Family
Shade.
Empire, Heart and Hustle Houston. That's what we're
Heart
talking
and
about.
Hustle.
Yeah,
Okay.
Heart and Hustle Houston. That's not Carlos's show.
That was good. That's
Yeah,
probably
that one
why.
was good. That wasn't Carlos's, but Family Empire Houston was Carlos's.
Word on the curb is somebody's son coming back.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
I said, "Oh Jesus." It was fun to recap, but weird to watch. If that makes sense. Like it was fun to be a guest recapping it because I could just give my opinions, but to like if it were on my channel, I wouldn't know what to do with that show. So
Well, here's the
kudos to
thing.
you.
I will do it again because I got a lot of the people who were on the show as cast did reach out to me and did comment on the show as they did
Mm.
Heart and Hustle Houston. Ro was definitely like somebody who was in my comments all the time. So and she loved our feedback. So with Belle Collective Birmingham and it's being stormy, I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna reserve my opinion until the end because I feel like she will do a good job. But then a part of me feels like I don't know if the show will solely be on Stormy like it was for Melody. I don't know if he's putting that kind of pressure on her, which is why I'm gonna wait until I see it. 10 more minutes. Well, look at God. He working in your favor. Celine thought she would come on this show and none of tea was gonna be spilled. And that's my problem with Selena, because how you figure you gonna come on reality TV and none of your TV spill? That's why you're not supposed to have tea in the first place. Heart Hustle wasn't but that show was good though. That really was. Okay, 5 minutes left. Ken talking to Marso. Girl, that wasn't nothing. Family Empire is, but not. Yeah, I got you, Keywan. Yeah, I finally looked it up. I want that. I don't know if Heart and Hustle is coming back. It needs to, for sure. It does. I feel like we just got it in, but the best Carlos shows were the Family Empire Houston and Growing Up Gospel. Those were his best shows today, outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville, its first couple of seasons, and Love and Marriage DC, the first season. I feel like Family Empire Houston took the cake. I was so invested into that family. Y'all do not know. Stormy will probably do what Aikisha did, appear sporadic. Oh no, don't say that because I'm gonna watch it if she does that because that's the only person I know. The mother ladies better bring it then. But that's it, y'all. This was it. We're gonna go over to my next live, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville. That was an okay episode. Stormy got a news show coming. Yes. Belle Collective Birmingham. The ladies aren't saying if it's coming back. Family Empires was good. No, they said it's done. It's a wrap. The ladies aren't. I believe it was one of the sisters, Nicole. I think it was her. She said that it's not coming back. So yeah. I don't know if there was some family drama. I don't know what happened, but yeah. Thank you, Dr. Jim Bunny. We're going to go ahead and go to Love and Marriage Huntsville, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for being here. Once again, if you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe. Shout out to my replay gang. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I read your comments. I'm sorry I'm not responding. It was been a busy week for me, but I'll catch up to you guys. I promise. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys on my next live. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye.